Hey, yo, what is a cipher?
I felt like a spokesperson for the culture.
The knowledge of the cipher is to enlighten you.
Where you think the cipher come from? The gods. Cause you tried to jump the cipher and it goes this way.
Welcome to TheCipher, a weekly podcast where we bring you conversations with the most interesting figures in hip-hop and culture. I'm your host, Sean Sotero. This week, we talk to Paul Wall. Paul is the Houston-based rapper, and sometimes jeweler, who rose to fame after his appearance on Mike Jones' 2004 hit, Still Tippin'. That tune, and Paul's own hit songs that followed, moved his hometown from hip-hop's periphery to its center, a shift which still reverberates today, as you can hear in the heavy H-Town influence on newer rappers like Drake and A$AP Rocky. Paul got his start as part of a group with his childhood friend Chamillionaire. After 2 albums as a duo, Paul went solo in 2004. He found success the following year on his city's famed Swisher House label with his album The People's Champ, which contained the hit Sittin' Sideways. Paul has continued to make music true to his city's roots, while keeping a hand in any number of side hustles, from custom grills, to clothing, to his brand new strain of marijuana. We talked to him when he visited New York City to promote his new album, Slab God. If you enjoyed TheCipher, make sure you subscribe to it on your podcast app of choice. That way, you'll get every episode as soon as it comes out. You'll also be able to check out our back catalog. If you enjoy this show, for example, you'll want to check out episode 104, where we talk to a true H-Town rap legend, Scarface. You can find more information about this episode, including a list of the songs we play, at TheCipherShow.com. And now, here's Paul Wall, baby. So, Paul, I guess I wanted to start by going sort of all the way back to like 96, 97, you're like 15 years old, and you start getting involved in street promotion for like Def Jam. And then what was the story behind that? Why did you start to do that? Was it always like you knew you wanted to be a rapper and this was a way in?
I used to go to the clubs, and of course I was too young to get in the clubs, but we still would go. We paid the bouncer a couple $10 extra or something until we left our ID at home. And coming out the club, there'd always be, and at the clubs, I love, at a young age going to the club, you just mesmerized by everything that's going on because you just young. So everything you see is new to you and fresh. So you just inspired by everything. And I remember I always would hang out in the DJ booth and ask the DJs to give me shout outs. You know what I'm saying? Because they give me a shout out on the mic. I felt like I was the man. And then, leaving out the club, I'd always see people passing out either flyers or posters or passing out snippet tapes or something. Or when I'd be hanging out in the DJ booth, I'd see people bringing records, vinyl to the DJs or putting posters up or just, stuff like that. And I just thought that was a cool job. The people that did it, I thought they had a cool job. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, that's a pretty thorough job. I was young, too, at the time, so I had a lot of energy. I could stay out, hours upon hours, do whatever. I'd go on the other side of town, do whatever I had to do. So, my boy 5'4", who used to, he had a lot of accounts. He took me under his wing, showed me how to do stuff, him and my boy Ace. And that's just how it all started for me.
Nice. And so from there, you did it for a bunch of labels. And then from there how'd you hook up with Swisher House and start doing that stuff for them?
It was the same thing for Swisher House. Swisher House used to, Michael Watts and Ron C used to throw these parties on my side of town, like in my neighborhood.
For more information about Michael Watts and Swisher House, check out his visit to TheCipher in episode 62.
Michael Watts DJ'd on the radio. Both of them DJ'd on the radio station. So it was like, man, I just wanted to be down with them. So I would pass out flyers for them. They knew I did promotions for other people because they would always see me out. And then I started doing promotions for their parties, just passing flyers out at different high schools or malls or the high school football games or different events and stuff just to get people to come to the parties. And the parties was live. I could be 1,500, 2,000 people every week. And we was in high school, so we thought we was going down. We were making some money, but not even the money. Just we were figuring a lot of things out on how to do promotion and just do stuff. And so that's how I teamed up with Swisher House because I just wanted to do promotion for them too. And of course, they were known around my neighborhood for having Slim Thug and Lil Mario and, everybody else in the Swisher House. So I already knew who they were, listened to them. They were already, heroes to me, you know what I'm saying, just because they were from the city and they were representing and they were coming hard with it. So getting down with them on the rapping side was just, I ain't gonna lie, man, I never really took my rapping, like, I looked at it like a dream to go to the NBA, like, it don't really happen too often. So I was pretty realistic about, man, what is my plan B? What is my plan C? And, what else am I going to do? Rapping was really just something I did for fun,
Wow. And so you spent, you're hanging out with them, and then it wasn't until 99 that you actually ended up on a mixtape.
Water was happening, Mike Watts. I'm rocking Reebok with some White Sox. Paul Wall be wrecking the mic while Michael Watts be chopping the rice. Chopping your block up with big dough. We about to go hit us a licks. You best to quit running your mouth, cause my gorilla's been known to kick though. I'm Paul Wall, Camel.
Was there a period there where you were asking to get on, or you do a verse and it wouldn't end up on tapes? Or?
Man, I didn't really ask to get on, because me, I was just more, I was happy with just being affiliated and being down as a DJ, because I was DJing too at the time. And my dream was to be a DJ. Rapping was something I did, but I never thought at all that it would take me to where it took me. So I thought DJing was more realistic, because I could DJ every week. The DJs outlast the rappers. Rappers usually come with 1 or 2 albums and then fizzle out. Or, you know what I'm saying? You don't see, like, every rapper don't last forever. It's not a good career length on average, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But DJing, man, I knew a lot of DJs who had been doing it for a long time and who still are, so I thought that was a more realistic job of, man, I could do this forever and still be a part of something I love. So I would DJ for a lot of different Swisher House parties or Swisher House events and stuff. And I just, at the time, man, I really loved I really loved Cash Money at the time, man. The Hot Boys, Juvenile, and BG, and Manny Fresh, man, his beats was just, man, phenomenal. And I didn't really hear no one rapping on them on the Swisher House tapes. So one time I seen Michael Watts, and I was outside of the record store. I was at the record store to put up posters for some Def Jam artist or something, and Michael Watts was there dropping off wholesale tapes, and I just chopped it up with him a little bit. He was my boy, so I would talk to him all the time anyway. And I just was like, hey man, I've been meaning to ask you, why y'all never freestyle on no Cash Money beats? And Michael Watts knew I rapped because we were in a rap group, but you got to realize at that time, it was a long waiting list of people trying to get on Swisher House tapes to rap.
I can imagine.
Yeah, so it was like, and then too, it was a lot of internal things going on that would prevent people from getting on tapes. Like, if you do something, you get on a tape, and then you go around and tell everybody, yeah, man, I wrecked the tape, and then get back, then you probably gonna get taken off, because they didn't like people telling, Michael Watts did not like people telling that they got on the tape before it came out, or saying that they came over there and wrecked everybody to Swisher House. Nah, you ain't wreck us. So, he would take them off the tape. You know what I'm saying? So,
tell your friends about that.
Yeah. So I was, I didn't really expect to get on the Swisher House tape. I was happy just being affiliated. But Michael Watts knew I rapped. Me and Chameleon, we were in a group at the time. We really just were in a little crew together. Me, him, and a few other people. We all rapped together. And Michael Watts, he said, well, which one were you talking about? I said, well, I don't know. Maybe that Cash Money is an Army, that BG. I love that beat, man.
Cash Money is an Army, nigga. Uneven, nigga. So if you ever try to harm me, nigga, it ain't grieving, nigga. Cash Money is an Army, nigga. Uneven, nigga. So if you ever try to harm me, nigga, it ain't grieving, nigga. I got a pet.
I don't know why nobody rapped to that. And he just started, like, doing the beat, like, not really beatboxing, but just making the beat. And he was like, "Damn, yeah, you're right. That is a hard beat, man." Because he thought about it. He's like, "Yeah, that is a hard beat." And he was like, "Man, well, what would you say?" He called me out, and I busted the flow. He was doing the beat, and it was like on some real shit where he was like, he wasn't beatboxing, but he making the beat, boom, 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 boom. That's how the beat go, something like that. And he doing that, and I'm freestyling outside of a music store. That was like my audition. And he was like, well, come on, man, we're going to the studio right now. And I hopped in the car with him. We went to the studio. I laid like 2 or 3 flows to that one, to Bling Bling.
Every time I come around your city, bling, bling. Make it rain, read about it, bling, bling.
To something else. And all of them. Another thing that would happen is Michael Watts would just lose the stuff. Well, he don't remember what he did with it. Because he had so many different boards and machines and folders, and we didn't go to school to learn how to do this stuff. You know what I'm saying? We just learned as we went. So we learned by mistake a lot of times. So, none of them flows made it onto the tapes. And then eventually, not because they were whack or nothing like that. I don't know, maybe they were. I don't know. So I was just like, damn, man, that's dope. I'm on these tapes, but don't nobody know, man. Damn, it's dope, man. I'm on these tapes wrecking, but I'm on these freestyles, but, man, don't nobody know. And you can't really tell nobody. You start telling people, then you for sure ain't getting on the tape.
Right.
So it was like, damn, man, it was like you caught in the between the rock and the hard place. But eventually, though, we had this idea, me and Kameen, was like, man, why don't we do a freestyle for Michael Watts, an intro for his radio show? Because that's something that a lot of DJs were asking us for here and there that we mess with, like DJs in Dallas or wherever. They would just ask for, do us an intro. Even if, they never heard of you before, sometimes they want you to do a freestyle because it's just an intro for their radio show. They like that. So we had the idea, man, why don't we do this for Watts? Man, if we do this, maybe he'll play it. What if he played it one time? Man, he'll play us on the radio. Man, we just thought that was the shit. So we did the intro for him. Watts loved it, and then Watts was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna do something I never did before. He jumped on it. He rapped on it too himself.
Call me Big Watts. Homestead is where you find them lost. They hate me, find me, but they can't stop me. All about making the come up. I'm busting on niggas that run. Gotta stay real. Gotta make me a meal. Gotta roll in a Lex. That's bub.
And he was like, man, I think I'm gonna rap on it. And me and Kamil was like, shit, hell yeah, because I thought it would be dope. Because first of all, DJ Screw used to rap lots of times, and some of his verses were the most classic verses. And I thought that was so dope that he was a DJ and he could spit if he wanted to. His DJ skills was unmatched by anybody that I ever met.
Yeah, Screw used to mix a lot of his stuff live, right?
Yeah.
Houston rap expert Lance Scott Walker, our guest on episode 59, wrote about DJ Screw's mixtape making process in his article, DJ Screw, A Fast Life in Slow Motion. Screw would have two copies of the same record spinning on the turntables, one playing just behind the other, and he'd chop back and forth between them with his crossfader at moments he wanted to bring out, scratching and running records back to repeat phrases and double up beats, sometimes dragging a finger alongside the wheel to give it a warble. He had his fader set to hamster style, the reverse of most turntable setups, so that he could make quicker stabs between the discs. This would all be recorded live to tape, with Screw knowing exactly how long he could record for and still stretch it out to fill one side of a 100-minute Maxell Gray cassette. Then he'd run that recording back through the tape deck, slowing it down with a 4-tracks pitch control and taking the tape down another generation.
Put that in on my mind. I'm thinking about 9, thinking about 18. Man, it's my time to pop up on the scene.
And then he same with the freestyle. He'd come on there and freestyle live. So just the respect level was just like, man, that respect was like, man, out of this world. So of course I was like, shit, Michael Watts ain't never freestyled before. Hell yeah, I'd love to be on the freestyle with him. Shit. Whereas a lot of the other Switch House artists was like, man, hell nah, Watts, you ain't rapping on this. You know what I'm saying? Just because he wasn't known for rapping. Well, I was like, shit, let's give him a shot. That might be dope. Shit, he gave me the shot. You know what I'm saying? And I still remember, too, man, at times where it would be people who didn't want us rapping on the Switch House tape. Because there's a lot of people in the Switch House. Switch House kept getting bigger and bigger. So, naturally, eventually, it get to a point where it's like, damn, how many more people we going to get in the Switch House? But, me and Kameen now, they really didn't want us. I don't say they, but it was a few people that didn't want us in the Switch House. So, Michael Watts, really, that pushed Michael Watts over the edge to put us on the tapes. Because he was like, man, y'all don't run this. This is my shit. I'm the run the Switch House. I decide who gets on the tapes. Not y'all. This is my Switch House tape. It's my house. We at my Switcher house,
right.
So he put us on the tapes, and man, it changed our life for real.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that because you had this kind of weird trajectory. You were like the kid passing out flyers, and then you're an artist. And I was curious, like how the other artists react to that. And I guess not always well.
Well, when you passing out flyers, they look at you like you the guy that's passing out flyers. You know what I'm saying? When you rap, they look at you like you the superstar on stage. So passing out flyers is like it's looked at by a lot of people as being like a scrub position. Or, with me, I just thought it was a cool position. I like doing the job. I liked what it was, and I like being a part of something. And I like being able to support someone. And I just learned a lot. I like meeting people. So passing out flyers, you meeting people, all different type of things. I did things with flyers that the other people passing out flyers weren't doing. Put them in places other people weren't doing them, and the next thing you know, everybody got them in the same place I got my flyer, just different things like that. So, I wasn't really humble, was no question. Of course I was humble. I didn't, it didn't matter to me if you was passing out flyers or if you was, Slim Thug. I still treated people the same with the same amount of respect and interest level in the conversation we having, or just whatever, just treat them with respect. But, like you say, man, a lot of people don't act the same way, man, especially You go from passing out flyers to rapping. A lot